I'm speechless. Welcome, beautiful light warriors, on this full moon Sunday. In the chat, we are still reading where everybody's dialing in from. And like somebody said, the whole planet is represented here. It's always so impressive to see all of you join in for this beautiful session, either from your home office or from out in the wild. Thank you for sharing the nature view. Glad you're joining. My name is Wouter Verburg. I'm your tech host for today. If you have any challenges during this session, send me a direct message and I'll try to sort you out as soon as possible. Once again, from my side, a warm welcome, and for a very inspiring welcome, I hand it over to a beautiful host, Inken.
Thank you very much, Wouter. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Inken, and I'm very happy to be one of your hosts of the Light Warrior Collective. Since more than 2 years, the Light Warrior Collective really enjoys to hold a safe space for you, to inspire you to take care of yourself. And we just love to raise your vibration through unique guided meditations and mindfulness practices. So you will find us here every Sunday at the same time, always here in this safe spot. And today's session will be guided by our beautiful light worker and core member team, Jo. We love her dearly, and she's just like a rays of sunshine, and always makes my heart really smile. And I'm sure you will love her session. I'm very excited because it will be a magical full moon ritual, and Jo is kind of expert in this. So be curious. With much love, I hand it over to our lovely Jo. Jo, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Sunday. I know all of you are really busy, and I appreciate that you take your time out from your busy schedule to join me to celebrate this beautiful full moon. For those of you who doesn't know me, my name is Jovial Ker, and I am one of the core members of our Light Warrior Collective. So I am a happy person, and I like to help people to stay in their zone and stay in flow. So and I like to bake. I do yoga, and I love to be the light everyone would like to see. So just a brief intro to everyone. So today I just want to share some of the knowledge that I know about full moon. I will not say that I'm an expert, but thank you, Inken, for such a big introduction. But I want you guys to understand that full moon is not really scary, because I heard a lot of comments from my friends. They think that full moon energy is very, very intense, which is not wrong, because full moon energy is very, very powerful. But if you don't use it right, it can cause you a lot of headache, or you can feel a lot of like mood swings or a lot of emotional like up and downs. But that's why I'm here today, to kind of guide you through how we can leverage the full moon energy to help us to release what we have, or the blockage, anything that doesn't help us to move forward. That's what we're going to focus on today. So what is the moon energy, right? So moon energy is actually more on the feminine side. We call it like a yin energy. And when you think about sun, it's more on like your masculine side, which is your outer energy. So whatever people see you as a person, they usually see you as the sun energy. So you're outgoing, or what you present to the world. But the moon energy is actually reflecting your inner self, which is the side of you that you don't want to show anybody. So it's kind of scary, right? When you heard about, what, I don't want to show this to anybody, so do not show my reflections. But it actually helps you if you know how to balance your yin energy and your yang energy, which is your moon energy. It helps you to understand yourself more, because it's the emotion that you find within yourself, how you can help to fix things that you don't think you can resolve it. So that's where we are today, that to help everyone to kind of like understand how you can manage your inner self and how you can manage this like moon energy. So that's one characteristic I think is very interesting. And you know, the moon energy actually illuminates the side of you that you don't want to recognize, and you want to run away. If you notice that there are some of the blockage that we have in our life that we don't want to talk about it, or we don't even want to look at it. But during the full moon time, you feel very intense because that blockage is still there. And the moon energy help you to reflect your shadow side. And just to tell you that, hey, it's time for you to look at your shadow and let's work together. So that's the message that you got from the moon, because it actually affect you a lot during that time, because we as a human being is like water, and the moon energy affect a lot of water, especially during the full moon time, because when the moon align with the sun, they are in full alignment, which happens during the full moon and also the new moon. You can feel very emotional because we go with the flow, right? When the gravitation pull that actually grab you to kind of like face your problem, face your shadow. So it encourages you to kind of like look into the things that you don't want to look at, which is the time for the full moon. That's why when you guys say that the full moon can be really intense, this is why, because of the water, you know, like the flow, the energy, that the gravitation pull that happens during the full moon. It's like fully bright, especially when you align with the sun on the full moon. So let's talk more about the full moon energy. Like, what's the symptom if you have blockage, right? You will feel like you have water retention. So during the full moon time, you might feel like you are more puffy. You feel like water retention. And also you might feel like you have some sleepless nights. It happens to me a lot, especially the sleepless nights. When do I ever sleep anyway? But the sleepless nights actually happen a lot during the full moon, because it causes you to think a lot about things that you don't want to look at. So that's happened during the full moon a lot, especially. And also it will cause you a lot of headache. If you've noticed that you have some headache during the full moon, it's actually pretty normal. It's not normal, but it's just kind of like a sign for you to look at, hey, I have some blockage. So it's time for you to kind of look at your blockage. So mood swing is one of another symptom that you can look at as well, because you will feel like your emotion is like ups and down during the full moon. And then how you can do that is think about like full moon as a completion. So basically, like if you look at the cycle, the moon cycle, if a full moon is like completion and harvesting, it's very interesting that if you have a new moon in, for example, this month, the moon is actually in Aries. So we have a full moon in Aries today. But if you go back to 6 months, it's actually a new moon in Aries. So if you go back to 6 month cycle, think about what you have set intention for during that 6 months ago. Let's say you say, oh, I want to lose like 20 pounds 6 months ago. You say that. And then now look back. Now is the full moon. Did you harvest anything that you have set intention for? Or you say, I want to make like $1 million, and what's the goal right now? Like, so you can actually like reflect it, go back to 6 months ago, look at what you have set intention for, and then now it's time to harvest. And then you can see how far you have go for your intentions. So that's one way to look at it when you look at the full moon. And also one thing that there's another feature is the surrender part, which I mentioned a lot, because full moon is not about manifesting. I would say it's about surrender, it's about release, it's about time to let go of things that you don't want to let go. And I mentioned just now that the gravitation pull on the full moon is so enormous, like huge, that actually create the suctions that want to pull all your feelings out. With that being said, you can actually take advantage to let go of things that you don't want to let go, and then just let it go and go with the flow. But because we have resistance, right? If we don't have resistance, how nice, the world will be beautiful, right? But all of us have resistance to release. So especially during full moon, if you have resistance to release during the full moon, you feel extremely painful because they're so intense and you feel so headache and you just don't want to face the problem, and then it will make you so drained and you just kind of like have emotional breakdown if you don't handle it with care. So if you know how to leverage it, it can help you to kind of like go through that part. But if you like resist and don't want to face it, you actually have to go through the difficult part. I hope you guys understand the whole thing right now. Like I'm just trying to explain a little bit the full moon energy. And just bear with me because I try to explain a lot so that you understand the ritual and how we can do the ceremony. And this month, as I mentioned before, is like the sign of Aries. So what is Aries? So Aries is actually like a leadership sign as well as impulsive because it's a fire sign. So if you are a water sign and this month is a fire sign, you need to handle it with really carefully because fire sign actually go everything impulsive. But the good thing is it helps you to go into your uncharted territory without any fear. Think about that. You can leverage the Aries sign, the fire sign, to help you to make a new adventure that you are not like you have fear to go into that territory before. So you can actually leverage this new territory without any problems. And then the fire sign is actually helping you to track the full moon as well as make it incredibly powerful because now we are in the last quarter of 2022. And you know, this year has been challenging. It's not as challenging as last year because a lot of places are opening up, but last quarter of 2022 is about release, release, and release. If you follow the guidance of the moon, you actually can find a lot of incredible things happen. You just have to look at how your life has changed in 2022. And from quarantine, transitioning to like going back to office and also traveling. I know everybody traveling a lot, so you kind of enjoy that part. I understand that. But think about that, how we can embrace ourselves from quarantine to going back to kind of normal, a little bit normal life. We are not done yet, but we are trying to adapt to the new normal right now. So where are you out of integrity with the way you want to live? So that's one of the questions I want to ask you guys. Think about that. So do you guys think you guys are staying in zone? You are in the flow? Or is there anything that you are not keeping yourself honest? Just the authentic self, how you feel about yourself and how you want to face the world. And think about your power. So you are powerful beyond measure. And you want to make sure you take actions to redream the world you want to dream about. Just do one thing, that love yourself first. Number one. So take care of yourself. And during this full moon, release, release, and release. And as I mentioned, that's one thing, the number one thing I would like for you guys to do, just to release it. You don't need to think of anything else. Just don't think of anything. Just let go and release. And another big things about full moon is like the full moon is actually an expander. You know how we say that where energy flow, where focus go, energy flow. That means that whatever things that you focus on a lot, that's where your energy goes. So you want to make sure you focus on things that you really want to be focused so that the full moon can help you to expand it to bigger. If you keep focusing about your problems, the problem get bigger. If you keep focus about things that you would like to do, your dream get bigger. So just think about that. That's one of the important points I want to make sure you guys understand that. And also one of the friendly reminder for you guys is the Aries sign is fire and it's also the knife. So today, especially during this full moon time, just be very careful about the sharp tools like knife or scissors or anything sharp. Just try to avoid them because you get injured easily during the full moon. Any questions so far? If not, then we'll go to the feature of the full moon. I'm trying to look at the time, trying to have staying on track with the time. So the full moon feature, what is the full moon features? We talk about that, surrender. So we need to surrender to release. So today, just one thing you need to do to make sure that you surrender is your adult self. Let go of your adult self. Don't think about who you are today. Think about your authentic self. Let your inner child come out in play today. And inner child is one of my favorite topics. So if you want to look at my previous meditation about inner child, please feel free to do so. But today is your inner child need to come into play. So bring your inner child out and let your adult self take a break. And then we can see what's in your heart that you want to follow. And then you release anything that no longer serves you. So this is what you can do. Because we have a lot of ego, right? And the ego has a lot of fears to let go. And the adult self is the one who stops us from letting go of a lot of stuff. So today you tell yourself that I surrender to my soul desire. I release what no longer resonates with me. I release, I release, I release. and do not resist the moon suctions. Remember that. So if today you try to resist it, it's going to help you to make your life even more miserable. So let's try not to resist it. Just go with the flow and embrace the fear and release it now. So bring your inner child out, because child is no fear, and put your adult self to take a break. So that's one of the notes I would like to remind you guys. And your ego will not win anyway, because at the end of the day, you still have to release it. So why not do it now using this powerful full moon? And number two, so and another thing I want to share with you guys is a ritual and ceremony, which is one of the things that I highly recommend it during the full moon. You don't need to follow exactly the same way I recommend here, but there's a place that you can do if you kind of like have like a sacred place. Most of the time I do it outdoor, because you can really look at the moon. But if you don't have like opportunity to go out, or you just want to stay indoor, you can still do that as well. What you can do is to make sure that to clean your space. So you have to make sure that you use your sight, your visions, and smell, and you can touch it and you can taste it. So that's kind of like 5 senses that we need to focus on, right? So sight, what can you do? So cleanse the area using I use the cedar sage. I can show you guys. So this is the sage that I'm using. So you light the sage and kind of clean the space that you want to clean. And then I use the Palo Santo to clean my space as well. So you kind of just like light it up and make sure you clear it, the space that you want to clear. You can do it for your home, the whole house as well. Just clear the space, and then you can light some candles. You can make it as easy as possible. You don't need to make it like a super woo-woo like ritual. I know that a lot of us thinking about ritual is you have to like have a bonfire outside and dance a lot, but you can do something really simple inside as well. So taste. What I do with the taste is actually I prepare like a hot cacao, so you can drink it. And then while you do your ceremony, you can, if you don't have cacao, you can actually use like hot chocolates, anything that make you comfortable during the cold weather. And smell. So I usually light out the candles. I have my candles, like if you have like some candles with the scents, you can choose your favorite scents. And I light the candles so that you can smell it. And touching. So what is the touch part is actually you have your journal. So the journal part is you write down anything that you are thinking during the full moon, and anything that is undone, or anything you want to let go. So that's the journal part that you should think of doing it as well. And then now what you can do is set the tone. Like if you have your hot cacao now, if you have tea or anything, you can drink it. You actually have to raise it to your heart, and then set the tone to your ritual and say that I am ready, willing to surrender, and let go of all the things that no longer serve me. And I'm able to live the life graciously, receive it, and I'm loved. So after that, you drink your cacao, just drink it. And next, you can actually write your I am affirmations. So now use your journal, write down your I am affirmation based on your visions. And then this is anything you can write of what you want to be. You can say, I'm light, I'm perfectly imperfect. Because remember, we are doing surrender, right? We are not doing anything like you want to like make yourself like stress or anything like that. You just have to accept who you are today. I am peace. I'm authentic self. I'm love. And then once you have done with writing your I am affirmations, what you can do is send it off. How can you send it off? You can use your candle, and you have your paper, right? So when you write down your I am affirmation, you read it out loud using the candle. So basically you light out the candle and then you read it out to the candles. You can repeatedly read it out loud how many times you like it. After you're done, you put it under the candle. It's just like the flame has burned it through, and it kind of like understand your wish and also your manifestations, or we call it like affirmation about yourself. And what you can do is the next, of course, last but not least, is you have to make sure you say thank you, right? After you do all the ritual, you have to say thank you to the universe. And I usually like to say it with a prayer. So what I do is I give thanks to the universe. Dear universe, thank you for guiding me on my journey. I'm supported and everything is happening at the right time for the right reason. Thank you for showing me the way. And ended up with a dance. So this dance part is one of the things that is really enjoying, because you actually have to dance in the dark. So turn off all the light, and there's no like directions or instructions, just going free flow in the dance. Follow your intuitive movement. That's the reason why we encourage people to dance, is because it helps you to reduce your water retentions. It go with the flow with the full moon energy. So dancing is one of the good things for the ritual. So try that tonight, because tonight is a good time to drive. Nobody gonna see it. You just turn off the light and dance in your room happily. And then one of the things I do as well, I do have crystal. So if you look at this, today I'm wearing my white crystal. White crystal is for purity and for release, for cleansing. And I charge my crystal under the full moon. And also I actually have a jar of water. I put it outside to collect the moon water. And what I use with the moon water is I use to water my plant. And you can do cleaning or anything. It's kind of like a cleansing water. Just some easy things to do. It's not anything that out of your out of your scope to do it. It's pretty easy, that things that you do every day. So I water my plants every day. So I use the moon water to water the plants, so that they get the moon energy as well. So that's the ritual. So I hope you guys have an understanding of the full moon as well as the ritual. And then the next thing we should do is I will take you guys to a guided meditation. I know I talk a lot today, but I just want to cover it so that you guys have a full understanding about the full moon before we go into the meditations. So let me turn on my camera so that I can have my audio. Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. So you guys just get ready. I'm gonna bring you guys to your meditation state. So right now, there are 3 things I want you to focus on. Your self-care. You can be a warrior for others if you aren't being a warrior for yourself. So please love yourself and focus on your self-care, especially today. Secondly, I'd like you to stay in your power. So the experience for us to facing a lot of the challenge that we have can be really traumatic. So the intention of these practices is to support you to make sure that you stay in your power, so that you can align with your own personal power. So for me, how I can do that is I will meditate a lot, and I actually do a lot of yoga and stretching. So think about what will you do to help yourself to stay in your power. So the next thing I would like for you to focus is to integrate with your shadow. What being exposed to us right now is the shadow side, and it's actually not just you, it's a collective consciousness of the world. We all have to face our shadow. As we move into October, this is where the darkness begins. So spend some time to acknowledge your shadow and allow your past wound to be your best lesson. Now, you'll be on a journey of grounding, releasing, healing, and replenishing throughout these guided meditations. With the help of the Mother Earth and the full moon, I'll guide you to step into your earthly and spiritual, compassionate warrior energy. Would you please find a comfortable position you'd like to meditate in? There's no right or no wrong way. Just simply follow your heart to get comfortable, and then slowly close your eyes and take a deep cleansing breath. On the exhale side, allow yourself to fall deeper into the meditation, relaxing into your body and falling deeper and deeper into relaxation. Taking a moment and now say hello to your physical body, relaxing and letting go. And then become aware of your soul awareness, your divine center of body, following the right in the center of your head. So just make sure that you focus on in the middle of the eyes, your mind eye. Allow yourself to fully integrate and activate with the October full moon. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. Connecting with your body that acts as the vessel of your soul, sensing that the foundation that's supporting the vessel is guiding you to relax, follow deeper into meditation. Your body is now sprouting high, vibrating with the roots down to the middle of the Mother Earth. Feeling more grounded, more present. As your roots are grounding you, you are starting to feel more calm, more balanced, and now slowly starting to feel some pure spirit medicine pulsing through you, healing you, revitalizing you, and bringing you back to your natural state of being, and connecting to the energy of as above, so below, of the moon and the Mother Earth. Your roots are now anchoring, nesting into the planets of fiery core. Would you please give them a good energetic tug? This activating the energy pool on your body, your chakra system, and your aura. And you can now start to release and let go even further. Throughout this meditation, as you breathe in and breathe out, you just breathe in your pure spirit medicine. And when you breathe out, you let go of the energy that no longer serves you. So, please inhale deeply and exhale and let it all go. Let it all go. Releasing all your worries, releasing any fears, any stress that you are feeling. Please set it to release and let it go. Any anxiety or discomfort that you have, say hi to it and then say goodbye. Releasing all your concerns to the Mother Earth and the full moon. Let it go. The October full moon is bringing our shadow to the surface. Our shadow is neither good or bad. It's just simply the part of us that we could not see, that we are unconscious to or recognize. Our shadow is being brought forward so we become more conscious human beings. We are integrating not for ourselves now, but to heal our past and future self. So, if there's any part of you, subconscious or consciously, that may be in resistance of this shift, I encourage you to release it and let it go. Please take a moment and check with your physical body. If you are experiencing any physical pain, like headache, Say hello to it and set intentions to release it and let it go. Saying hello to your emotional body as well. If you are experiencing any emotional pain, or you feel like crying, or you have suffering or trauma, honor this part of you with love and release it down to your grounding root, letting it go. If you are experiencing grieving and you couldn't let go of the person that you love, it's time for you to let it go. So take a deep breath, set intention to release, and let it go with love. Now checking with your mental body, the part of you that always get caught with your mental thoughts, your monkey mind that goes around and around and around. Intentionally stop the cycle in your head right now and send it down to your grounding roots and release the view of thought and let it go. Remember that it only exists in your mind. It's not what's happening in the real world, right here, right now. So please let it go. And then start to let go of any wounds of your soul may be carrying, whether it's subconscious from this lifetime or from the past lifetime. Just simply set the intention to let it go. The October full moon has the potential to kind of stir up some, we call it conflicts or drama. So if you find yourself in this energy around the moon, release them and let it go so you can ease yourself into October smoothly. You don't have to carry the guilt and shame all the time. You just have to learn from the lessons. We all learn through duality here on the earth, so there is actually a beautiful, strong healing potential from us, from the full moon, just for our earth and spiritual warrior embodiment. So think about that. You can actually heal on the full moon. At the time of the October full moon. So we have the asteroid Chiron in the Aries. And he actually helped us to retrograde as well, to strengthen the fiery energy that we might be feeling and potentially bringing up things from the past that need to be resolved. Chiron is actually known as the wounded healer because he had learned to find his power, his wisdom, and also the gift that comes from his wound. He will teach us how to heal from our wound and use it as the best tool for our future. We may sometimes feel like we have reached the end of our limit. If we keep moving, that limit point will inspire us to move on, to forgive, or to let go completely. And this in itself can actually bring some sort of healing and resolutions. As volatile as these areas, full moon could be, and there's actually enough soothing, healing, and sweet energy to soften, to bring ease, and to remind us that life is actually meant to be both beautiful and sometimes messy. So if there's any part of you that have resistance to activate with the Chiron energy, use your entire energetic field and set intention to release it and let it go. As you continue to release with the October full moon, start to allow yourself, all your physical sense, to open fully and receive. Imagine yourself bloom like a flower. Open up your extrasensory perceptions. As you are opening, the full moon is now shining brightly over you. activating your release and activating your physical sense. And you can sense a cleansing and detoxifying energy, purging you with whatever no longer serves you. And you must experience some tingling, or you may feel emotional, or you have some tears falling from your eyes. It's okay, because this is the most tangible forum for releasing energy, and your temperature might shift as well. But you must trust this divine energy, because now you are fully awakened. You are in a sacred place, and you are safe. Sensing any remaining resistance, maybe there will be some blocks, a wall to protect your heart. They are now burning away, and turning them into ash. And the beautiful things about fire can transform all this ash and rebirth itself and transform to what you are ready for next. And the tie that binds is no longer there. You are free to stand in your own power. Now, take a moment to listen to your higher self, or maybe ask your higher self, what's this wall and blocks are meant for you? And why is it safe now to burn away and reborn yourself? Ask yourself the questions. Now, anchoring your higher self message into your consciousness. The full moon along with Chiron are now activating on your earthly and spiritual warrior energy. And you are now ready to take everything and everyone with your advanced, compassionate warrior energy. And this is your true strength. This is you. Pulling your awareness to feel how powerful within your peace, so that you can tackle anyone or anything directly with your own compassionate warrior energy. As you step forward, past the ash of your burning block and wall, you now enter into higher state of consciousness. This vibration feels like home, a place that with unconditional love, where fears no longer sustain itself. And within this higher state of being, you're now able to sense that everything that ever happened to you and unfold you in your life for your highest good. And you have now learned to embrace the challenge for its wonderful growth as a fully embodied spiritual warrior. You now sense the full moon shining brightly over you, the earth and moon supporting your foundation now and always. As above, so below. Blessing your earthly and spiritual warrior energetic coat, your heart now feels like expanded as you can sense a full moon love appreciation for you. As you take this powerful leap and step into a compassionate energy, the full moon in Chiron has now gifted pure spirit medicine to revitalize and replenishing your soul, healing and activating you with the power of authentic self, the power of confidence, and the power of strength and intuitive wisdom, and give you the power of glow as a human, but it's also as a soul. Here's some magic in your life to support this full moon warrior activation, and all you have to do is to be in the energy to receive it. You feel replenished and activated. You receive it with your entire body, and now your entire body is filling with the spiritual medicine, filling into your chakra and spilling it out into your aura. You are a compassionate and confident warrior on earth and the universe. You trust your wisdom, and you are ever so adaptable. Your chakra are spinning and healthy, and your aura is so bright and bright and bright. You are wise, you are compassionate, you are a powerful warrior whose needs are completely and divinely met. In this new compassionate warrior energy, would you please slowly come back to your heart, vibrating your aura, your chakra, back to your physical body, your arm and fingers, your leg and your toes, and slowly bring your awareness back to the room. Once you're ready to come out from your meditation, you can now slowly start to wiggle your toes or your fingers, just wiggling them like you are just waking up from a peaceful nap with a smile on your face and a beautifully open heart. Slowly open your eyes and slowly come out from the meditations. Happy October full moon. I'm so grateful for the Light Warrior community and everyone here. I'm Jovial. I'm your friend. Peace, love, light. Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. Namaste.